it can be argued that the quintessential objective of our faith, of our tradition, is to define and understand a single word. And that word is levarech, to bless. We are commanded to bless. We are commanded to be blessed. We are commanded to live our life as a blessing. It is our job, it is our duty as Jews to figure out what exactly that means. That's it. That's what we're trying to do, to figure out what it means to be a blessing, to figure out what it means to live a life of blessing. Our rabbis, our great sages of the Talmud, of our rabbinic literature, considered the idea of blessing to be how we interact with the world. It is an act of attunement. It is an act of waking up every morning and filling a day with no less than 100 blessings for every single day. To understand that there is not a moment that goes by in our lives that doesn't have a blessing attached to it. Therefore, when our rabbis commanded us to eat a piece of fruit or to drink a glass of water, everything we do is connected to blessings. We bless the fruit, we bless our water, we make a blessing when we see a rainbow, we make a blessing when we see the ocean, we make a blessing when we see someone of distinguished learning, we make a blessing when we see someone of beauty. Our life is filled with blessings. When we lose someone we love, it's hard to imagine that world still existing with that same idea of blessings. But our rabbis did something audacious and said that when we lose someone, from that point on, whenever we refer to their name, we include an addendum that we say Zikrono or Zikrona Livracha. May their memory forever be a blessing. In so doing, the rabbis challenged us to do something hard but incredibly meaningful. That by including the names of our loved ones as the blessings of everyday life, we insert them in a life filled with blessings, that their name becomes just as often as eating a piece of fruit or drinking a glass of water. In this way, the memories of our loved one lives on with us every single day, in every single moment, in every place that we allow their presence to enter in. As we begin our Yizkor service now, it is my blessing to all of us that we think of the blessings that we have in our lives. We remember the blessings of those who came before us, of the loved ones who we remember today, and how the blessings of their lives continue to bless us. Zichronam Livracha, may their memories forever be a blessing. Amen. Yishkor.
Our God and God of all generations, author of life, our lives are in your hand. We are but sojourners upon this earth. We recognize that the same fate awaits us all, whether we're simple or wise, rich or poor, great or small. Death levels all distinctions. We are all equal in death. The memories of those who are gone from us should stir us to better living, to kind words, to just and noble deeds, and lofty ideals, so that when the time comes for others to remember us, we may have left the world better than we found it. Thus shall life become a song to immortality. Thus shall life be master over death. In just a moment now, we will dedicate the plaques for this new season. When you hear the name of your loved one read aloud, please rise at that time. If anyone is interested in purchasing Yizkor memorial plaques, please speak with Janet Pont, and we're grateful to Janet for everything she does to make this possible. Now we offer the memorial plaque dedications. In the name of Asher Ben Moshe, Dorothy Dunitz Brown, Sarah Feiereisen, Jack Friedman, Dorothy Herman, Dr. Sylvia Radin Koss, Abraham Kuznets, Esther Kuznets, Phyllis Kuznets, Leslie Perlman, Ethel Ram-Weston Saffer, Morton Skolnick, Herzl Silber, and Scott Graham Watson. We dedicate these plaques to all whose names they will bear, Just as these individuals gave life to their children, along with the tools to find the meaning that life holds, so too will we look upon these names and be reminded that life is a precious gift, that there is much meaning in life for those who will to see it. It is not death, but rather life that claims our thoughts. In the presence of the extended families of Asher Ben Moshe and Dorothy Donitz Brown, Sarah Fireisen, Jack Friedman, Dorothy Herman, Dr. Sylvia Radin Koss, Abraham Kuznets, Esther Kuznets, Phyllis Kuznets, Leslie Perlman, Ethel Rom Weston Saffer, Morton Skolnick, Herzl Silber, and Scott Graham Watson, we consecrate these memorial plaques before you, God, source of all life, in the abiding faith that though death is inevitable, the memories of our loved ones will endure. And indeed, may the memories of all those who remember today be, as Rabbi Dahlen taught us, remembered for a blessing. And let us say together, Amen. You may be seated. I'll invite everyone now, please, to take out their Yizkor booklets as we turn to the 23rd Psalm. My shepherd, I shall not want. God maketh me to lie down in green pastures. God leads me beside the still waters.
Yanchei v'maglei tzedek, Yanchei v'maglei tzedek, leman shelo.
God restores my soul, guides me on straight paths for his name's sake.
Gam ki eilech regelei tzil mavet, lo yara.
Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou hast anointed my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. And I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. I'll invite you, please, to turn in your Yizkor booklets to page 76. On page 76, we will continue responsibly. Words of Rabbi Morris Adler of blessed memory. The earth has covered only that which was mortal, of those to whom we have said our farewell. We shall not see again the familiar glowing face, the warm illuminated eye, nor hear the loving voice. We shall not sit face to face across the family table or side by side in the home of a friend or in worship. Yet death has failed and must surrender. For the beloved is gone, lives and will always live for thee. Not in some distant corner of our being to be uncovered, only in a rare moment or by a sudden surge of recall. The beloved has become a presence indwelt, inseparable. Rooted so deep that life cannot carry us far from the cherished, now hallowed center of memory and love. Your hand or doomed to full disappearance those who were life of our life. They live and move within us in spheres beyond. We thank thee, O God of life and love, for the resurrecting gift of memory, which endows thy children fashioned in thy image with the godlike sovereign power to give immortality and love. Blessed be thou, O God, who enablest thy children to remember. We turn to page 5, Shiviti.
Turn to page 77. The words of Rabbi Erwin Groner, Zichrono Livracha. We come before you as individuals created in your image and as a congregation in Israel to thank you for your blessings. We are grateful for inspiring moments. We ask not to be relieved of our burdens, but to be fortified to bear them. We ask not for a spontaneous solution to our problems, but rather for the guidance to meet them with firmness and understanding. We ask not for an escape from the difficult choices we make, but rather for insight and courage to choose wisely and bravely. It seems to some of us that we have lost you. Dare we commend ourselves to you, we who have been given so much. We can lay no compelling claim to added blessings, yet we must. You know how frail we are, how uncertain is our life. Our very existence is in your hands. Another year and we grow older along with it. Life becomes more precious as we sense time's rapid passing. If only we could grow in wisdom as we grow in years. Your prophet declared, "Seek the Lord where he can be found. Where shall we find you, and where shall we not find you?" Some of us have known gladness and fulfillment. Others have known sorrow and disappointment. Some of our lives have been touched by moments of high ecstasy, and some have been scared by unspeakable tragedy. You were ever with us. You sustained us. You uplifted us. If only we could have opened our eyes. Link our names with prophets and sages and saints who labored to preserve your teaching. Enable us to continue their sacred work. Unroll our days as a scroll and use our lives as holy parchment in which to inscribe eternal truths. Help us make our page meaningful and our script sincere, an acceptable offering to you. Enable us to encounter you in the sacred legacy of our tradition. Enable us to love you with all our heart, with all our soul, and with all our might. Come closer to us and remain in our midst. We do not want to fail you, but God, do not fail us. You are our loving Father. Humbly into your children, and let us say, Amen. We turn to page 6. We remember them.
At the rising of the sun and its going down, we remember them. We remember them. At the blowing of the wind and in the chill of winter, we will remember them. We will remember them. At the opening buds and in the rebirth of spring, we remember them. At the blueness of the sky and in the warmth of summer, we remember them. At the rustling of leaves and in the beauty of autumn, we remember them. We remember them. At the beginning of the year and when it ends, we will remember them. We will remember them. When we are weary and in need of strength, we will remember them. When we are lost and are sick of heart, we remember them. When we have joys we yearn to share, we remember them. We remember them. As long as we live, they too shall live, for they are now a part of us. As we
I'll invite you now to turn to page 7 in your Yizkor booklets as the Ark is opened. We'll stand for the individual Yizkor meditations. You'll note at the top, in memory of a man, at the bottom is in memory of a woman. And of course, you're welcome to include siblings and friends, along with all those you remember today. Page 7. Yizkor Elohim et kol nishmotehem shenizkarnu hayom. May God remember our fathers and mothers, husbands and wives, sons and daughters, brothers and sisters, family and friends who have gone to their repose. May their souls be bound up with the bond of life. May their rest be honor, complete joy in your presence, dear God, eternal bliss at your right hand. And we say together, Amen. We turn now to page 11. Page 11.
שוכן במרומים, המצי מלכה נכונה, תחת כנפי השכינה, במעלות קדושים, קדושים וטהורים, כזוהר הרקיע, לנשמות כל אלה שהזכרנו היום לברכה, שהלכו לעולמם בגן עדן, בגן עדן תהי מנוחתם. ענה בעל הרחמים הסתירם בסתר, ינפך לעולמים, וצרור בצרור החיים, וצרור בצרור החיים, את נשמותיהם, אדוני הוא נחלתם, וינוחו בשלום, וינוחו בשלום, על משכבותיהם בשלום, ונאמר אמן.
God, full of compassion, dwelling on high, grant proper rest in the shelter of your presence in the ranks of the saintly and pure, radiant like the bright heavens, the souls of all those whom we remember today, who have passed on to their eternity. May they rest in the Garden of Eden. Please, compassionate ruler, shelter them beneath your wings forever, and gather their souls in the bond of life. God is their true inheritance. May they rest in peace in their resting places. And let us say together. We turn now to page 12 and join together in the mourner's Kash. Yitkadash Shemei Rabban, V'alma divrach Yerutei, V'amlik machutei, V'chayechon v'yomechon, Chayedecho Beit Yisrael, B'agala v'zman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabba Mevorach Leolam U'Me'olmai. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yit'alal shmei l'kudesha v'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Damiran v'yalma v'yimru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba min Shemayim. V'chayim aleinu v'yalko Yisrael v'yimru Amen. Oseh shalom v'imromah. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'yalko Yisrael v'yimru Amen. May God grant peace to those who mourn and comfort to the bereaved among us. And let us say together.